Welcome to Business Innovators Radio, featuring industry influencers and trendsetters sharing proven strategies to help you build a better life right now.
Hello and welcome to this episode of our show. This is your host, Keith Doherty. Today our special guest is top real estate agent Cindy Cantu of Coldwell banker Anna Ochoa and Company based out of Laredo, Texas. Cindy has been a full-time real estate agent for 11 years serving the Laredo community by making it her mission to create an exceptional experience for each client every day in every way. Her dedication, loyalty, and honesty, as well as her passion for her work, has distinguished her as Rookie of the Year during her first year in real estate. She has multiple designations, and she is currently in the top 2% of all Coldwell Banker sales associates worldwide as Coldwell Banker International President's Elite. For her, it's all about the clients. She wants to hear what they need to either buy their new home or sell their current one, and she's committed to making sure they're happy when making these big decisions. All right, with all that said, Cindy, welcome to the show.
Thank you for having me.
Absolutely, Cindy. We're glad you could take time for us here today. And I guess if we could start for our listeners, what led you into real estate? Was it something that you always knew you wanted to do, or did you maybe stumble into it?
I was looking for a job where the sky was the limit. I had always worked in sales, and I felt that real estate was the kind of career that would allow me to grow without stifling my potential. Being a real estate agent allows me so much room for personal and professional growth, because the more work I put into it, the better my outcome. Every year I learn and grow more, and that's what keeps me invested in my career. That and my passion for helping people find the home that's perfect for them. I love what I do.
And Cindy, can you talk a little bit about what personal attributes, traits, or qualities you think have most contributed to the success that you've had in real estate?
I believe I'm a very passionate and determined individual. I'm also extremely goal-oriented, and being a real estate agent, especially at Coldwell Banker, keeps me motivated because there's so many opportunities to achieve both short and long-term goals I set for myself. I also truly enjoy working with my clients. I think building relationships with the people who hire you is important, and really taking my time with each individual client to determine the best options for them helps me do a better job.
And Cindy, do you think you give our listeners an example of when these traits have played a role in your path towards success?
I'm a huge believer in the golden rule, being a fair person and treating every single client as a priority. For me, a client looking to rent an apartment gets the same amount of attention that a client selling a $500,000 home. And that's important to me, both a moral and a business perspective. The majority of my new business comes from referrals from previous clients, so I believe that mentality has paid off for me.
And Cindy, I think whenever somebody builds a successful career or business, that sometimes getting there, the path isn't always an easy one. Can you talk about some of the adversities and trials that you've had to overcome in order to achieve your goals?
Yes, of course. I came into the industry a couple of years before the recession, so I worked twice as hard to achieve my goals. I went from showing 3 or 4 properties to 20 and 30 properties before securing the sale. With so many foreclosed properties out there, buyers wanted to look at every possible option before making their big decision, and that is what our company focuses on, providing these possible and best possible options to our clients.
And Cindy, as these adversities come up, what kept you going despite the obstacles? Why didn't you give up? What was your driving force?
I'm a very determined person, and like with any career, you learn to adjust to any adversities or obstacles you might face. Giving up is not part of my vocabulary, so my instinct is to find solutions in order to continue to be good at my job and go from there.
And Cindy, looking forward, what is your vision for your career and your business over the next 5 years?
5 years from now, I hope I'm still able to help our clients find their dream homes. I would also love to mentor other aspiring real estate agents to achieve their goals the same way I was mentored to achieve mine, to pay it forward, as some people would say. Real estate is an extremely fulfilling career, and I would love to be able to inspire anyone who thinks it's not possible for them. As long as you're willing to work hard and invest your time, it will pay off. From the client's perspective, I would also like to reach out and educate people about their legal rights to be represented when they're buying or selling a home, and dispel the notion that hiring a realtor can be expensive.
And I guess kind of on top of that, what do you feel is the best way that you market yourself as a real estate professional so you can have continual growth?
Reputation is everything, especially in a small city like Laredo. I really believe if you work hard, treat others fairly, and always have their best interests at heart, it will pay off. I take pride in the fact that the majority of my clients are referrals from other clients. Of course, advertising and social media are important marketing tools, but nothing beats a recommendation from another person.
And Cindy, I think sometimes when the general public looks at real estate agents, they don't fully understand the value that they provide from both the buyer and the seller standpoint. What do you think the biggest misconception or myth people have about working with a real estate agent?
Probably that it's costly. A lot of people don't know that when they're purchasing or leasing, our service is completely free of charge, and people are legally entitled to representation when buying or selling a home.
And Cindy, let's say you get a call from a family member or a friend, and they're in another state, and they want to sell their home. Now, obviously, you could probably look up an agent and do a referral, but from a general advice standpoint, what advice would you give them about selecting an agent that could best serve their needs?
First thing I do is I pair them up with a Coldwell banker in their area. I would ask for them to ask their listing agent how many listings they have. How many have they sold? This will tell you the experience they have in their market. I would also look at their average days. That'll tell you how long it's going to take for them to sell your listing. And also give them an idea of their list-to-price ratio. We want to know what we're listing, what we're selling for. This tells you the percentage of what they list versus what they sell.
And Cindy, obviously you're based out of the Laredo, Texas area, and if somebody's looking for real estate services or an agent in that general area, what's the best way they can find out more information about you and how you can help them?
I have my own website at www.coldwellbanker.com, and I can also be found on Facebook under Cindy E. Cantu, as well as Zillow. I'm an agent premier with them, and advertising with them has paid off.
Excellent. Well, Cindy, obviously we want to thank you today for coming and sharing all your professional real estate experience with our listeners. And if you're listening and you want to learn more about Cindy, like you said, you can go to her site. Also below this interview, we'll have a link to her site and any other contact information we have so you can see how Cindy can help you with your real estate needs. So with that said, until our next show, have a great day, and we'll talk to you soon.
Thanks for listening to Business Innovators Radio. To hear all episodes featuring leading industry influencers and trendsetters, visit us online at businessinnovatorsradio.com today.